What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Grind to Grow. Good night. So, today, I was thinking about when people ask me, like, how do you stay motivated? How do you keep going? Like, what do you do? What's your process? You know, what is it? How do you do it? Especially when you have to do so much work every single day. And one of my clients asked me the other day, like, how many classes have you taught in the past 4 years? Because this past December, we turned 4 years in this location. And I'm like, I don't know. It's never come across my mind to figure that out. Would it be cool to know? Yes. Would it change anything? Nope. Because the goal is just to do the best every single day, right? And I think that also goes with, like, how many people are in class. I'm gonna give it the same energy every single time, whether it's 1 or 2 people or 15, 16, 17 people in class. Sometimes there is a higher level of excitement when there is, a dozen people in class and they keep coming in. You're like, whoa, look at this. This is awesome. I'm not going to lie. I do get excited. But when I have small classes, there is more time and more of that individual attention because I have less people, right? So the how do you stay motivated and how do you keep going every single day? It's because of that. What's the goal? As my goal as a personal trainer is to make an impact, a positive impact through fitness, right? Is to coach you, to teach you, to give you the information that you want. And the people that come want to be here. Maybe not every day, but they work really, really hard to walk through that door. And I told this to one of my clients yesterday, like, sometimes I don't ask a lot of questions because I know that the person is coming in very stressed, anxious, maybe mad, sad. And it just took them so much energy to get through that door, or just to leave the house, get in the car, drive, deal with traffic, get here. So I've learned to assess everybody's demeanor. Is that how you say it? Is that correct? And then just kind of look at them for a second and, like, okay, this person may not be 100%. And just give them the space. This person is just all out. It's just got 3 shots of espresso and a Red Bull before coming in. Burpees with the barbell. So that's the drive. This is the people. So I don't think about the amount of classes or the amount of personal training sessions I have to do a day. I do get excited when there is a full day. Like last week, I had 11 sessions in one day. And I was very proud of myself because I was on it. I think I yawned like twice at like 4:30 or something like that. It was great. It was awesome. I was just on it. I didn't work out, it was fun. And all I did, I coached, trained, and I ate. That was my whole day. But no, I don't think about the amount of classes, and every day I have to teach the same class over and over and over, and I also have to remind myself not to become robotic on the teaching, and make sure that it sounds and it comes out, I guess you can say natural, and again, going back to making sure that I give my clients what they need and what they came to get. All right, they came to get a good class where they can learn, sweat. Maybe they don't want to do the workout that's on the board, but they'll end up doing it. And I'm very proud of anybody that comes through that door and make it here. And now your job is done. Now it's my turn. I'll do the rest. Okay. No matter the attitude, no matter how you coming in, I will make you. I will not say the word make you. Sometimes I do. I'll make you do something. I will do my job, which is to make you move, to lift some weights, and hopefully throughout that class, throughout that session, you'll forget about what you're thinking about, and maybe you don't, but at least you're out of the house, you're out of work, you're out of the office, you're out of the classroom, away from that person. I don't know. Okay, so that's the motivation, that's the drive, and knowing that I'm doing something good, I'm making an impact. So there is that constant self-talk daily, and I remind myself, and I tell myself, remind yourself why you're doing this. Okay, it doesn't matter, and yes it does, but I'm very hard on myself when it comes to like my attitude and stuff like that, because I don't want to complain, whether it's the shoulder, the hip, or whatever it is, just not having a good day. It is not their fault that you're having that kind of day. You have to do your job, so you figure out a way to suppress those feelings, pain, and get it done. And I think I've done pretty good to make sure that I do that a lot, and I remind myself to do that, and because the last thing I want is for my clients to leave the room unsatisfied. They're like, man, I shouldn't come. That was a terrible class. Like, you had an attitude, or well, you raised your voice, and I don't want that. And I'm not saying it has happened. It has happened, and I've had to apologize because I've caught myself, having an attitude when I shouldn't, because nobody did anything wrong. It was just me. But I think going back to assessing the process and how you're doing things, and reminding yourself that this is for them, same as for me, but this is for them, and constantly remind them and telling them, like, good job, you did great. Like the random text, like, hey, glad you made it to class, because that speaks volumes. And I know that because later on, months later, even years later, they'll tell me, like, hey, I just want to say thank you for that text, or for what you said in that post, or what you said on that episode. It really helped me to get through. Thank you for allowing me to do whatever in class. Yeah, I needed that. I really didn't want to do squats. So, and I've learned to listen more. I've learned to assess more, and not so much put myself in their shoes, but understanding that everybody's in a different situation, everybody's in a different different world. Sometimes they're not even looking at me. They're just like looking down. I'm over here throwing the kettlebell, throwing around the desk and open that and push that. And they're just like this. And I've not so much that I've learned to accept that, but I've learned that eventually they'll get it done. They'll get the job done. And most of most of my clients and members, even though they're distracted because of something they got going on, they get their work done. And that's what I'll tell myself, they'll get it done. Even if I have to explain it 10 times, they'll get it done, right? So that's my motivation. That's why I do what I do. And I enjoy what I do. Not every day is perfect, right? But, and I'll leave you with this quote that I heard from, I think he's a football coach. Prime coach? Maybe I'm confused. Anyway, no, I don't know nothing about football, but I love his energy. And he said, I don't have bad days. I might have a bad moment, a bad hour. I don't have bad days. And that goes back to your attitude and how you're able to navigate a situation. And that situation might not be pleasant, might not be fun, might not be excited. But at the end of the day, one of the few things that we get to choose is our attitude. And even if, not saying that you have to just stand there and take something bad from somebody. No. You have the choice to walk away. You have the choice not to say anything. You have the choice to just ignore it and, So whatever you do, whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your abilities. Give it 110%. Because you don't know what that's going to lead you. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's paying attention to what you're doing, how you're doing things, what kind of attitude you have. And, there's going to be somebody who's going to see that and maybe offer you a new job, maybe compliment you on how well of a job you're doing. And it's not all about the shout outs and, and the highlights and the reels. No. But, and even if you don't hear it that often but you will, because people are watching, Do it. Do it great every single day. And if it's time to move on, it's time to move on. Because if you're not finding joy on what you're doing and it's draining you in a negative way, it's time to move on. What do you think?